to the Athletes in Motion podcast, from race to recovery, with your hosts, Tom Riegel and Kenny Bailey.
Hey, Tom, how are you?
I'm fantastic. Kenny, how are you?
I am fantastic because we have Elizabeth back with our update. As everyone knows, this is our triathlon series where we're trying to keep up with you guys on on your workout schedule for the year. Yeah, exactly. So we're excited to have you back. We're excited to have people listen to us and watch us on YouTube. Before we get started, make sure you hit like and subscribe.
Yep.
Please, that really helps our algorithm, helps us. So find a button and just
find a button, subscribe. So, just do it. Do it now. We'll hold. We'll wait a second.
There you go.
Click on it. Thank you.
Okay,
perfect.
So Elizabeth, we're getting ever closer to our Ironman California in October.
10 weeks.
How many weeks away? 10?
10 weeks.
10 weeks.
You're going to count that with
10 weeks.
Yeah. Yeah. Unfortunately, you're starting to do this.
We're going down to single digits. We're jumping down to single digits.
Okay. So how are you feeling? What's the last update? We were struggling through some stuff, but are we still struggling? Are we?
Oh yeah, we're having a good time.
Okay.
We're having a great time. So went down to Disneyland, was there, walked 11 and a half miles and thought I was going to die because my knees hurt so bad.
Ouch.
Ouch. So I made the call to the doctor and got cortisone shots in my knees to see if that would help. It helps with arthritis, not so much with the meniscus tear. So,
Bummer.
But yeah. So I'm still out there doing my thing and I'm not giving up. I'm just got to realize that it's going to hurt when I'm doing the walk part of it. So, so I'm doing a lot of math in my head right now, basically.
So with 10 weeks to go on that, I'm sorry, Tom, but
I was going to say
10 weeks to go on that, is there a time where you go, okay, like, either is there a go time? Is there sort of a fork in the road time that you ask yourself, is this crazy, not crazy, or we pass that time where we're just saying, damn the torpedoes and let's just go and see what happens?
It is definitely crazy, and I am not going to give up. I will be at the starting line no matter what.
Awesome.
And get out there, do the swim, get on that bike, and make it past where I made it last year. And as long as we don't have the wind, like
no kidding.
Yeah.
Knock on wood.
I was gonna say the good news is we've had a lot of wind this summer, so I've had lots of practice in the wind.
That's good.
Make
the best of it.
But
so it's probably gonna be rainy and 65 that day, and everyone's gonna be so happy, right?
I've never ridden in the rain, so don't say rain.
Oh, wonderful!
Right.
The Kenny Jinx is there.
There you go. I just said it.
There it is.
You're gonna love it. It keeps you nice and cool.
Yeah.
So what is Tim doing with your plan right now? So is he focusing more on the bike at this point? I mean, it's not running. So it's we're trying to get you stronger on the bike to get you past that cutoff.
I really need to focus on the bike. Definitely. I have a problem though, because I just want to keep going out there and walking and running and see, kind of pushing myself to see how much pain I can handle. So
nice.
I know.
Save that for race day. That's a good test of how much pain you can take. For sure.
But definitely focusing a lot on the bike and getting me to focus more on the bike. I mean, I enjoy the bike riding to a point, but I don't like the trainer stuff. And I know that's probably where I should be having my head focused on so I can get stronger, but it's so boring.
Totally.
Well, give us an idea of so I know the environment in California has been pretty hot. Give us sort of paint a picture, if you will, of sort of what those training days look like. I think it's in the hundreds on some of those days, is it not? Or
yes, in fact, I'm thinking Sunday I was lucky. I think it only got up to 100, but I got out really early Sunday because I had a 5.5 hour bike ride that day. Wow. And it was good. I mean, I stuck it out and I didn't get overheated, which was good because some of my long rides I have because I've gotten out too late. It was, I mean, it was a good day, even though it was hot. And the worst part is just trying to figure out where the heck to ride for 5.5 hours. You do the same, thing over and over again. And then it's like, so I kind of went exploring neighborhoods because I was bored to death. Obviously, I get bored really easy, which is weird for somebody who's going to do an Ironman, right? Yeah.
Well, and that's there's a certain bit of mental toughness that you're trying to do, right? Because you have to do 2 loops in California, and so you come back and you're like, great, I get to go do that all over again. So so doing those loops can also be a mental kind of strengthening, if you will, right?
Yeah, and I love when I can get out on the course, which is really nice. It's just if it's going to be too hot, I don't really want to be out there because there's no shade. I mean, unless you're on Babel Slough, which is, they still haven't fixed.
Oh, great.
It's still rough as anything. So.
Yeah. And they've changed. So I understand that they've changed the transition area, right? To try to make it shorter for the run. Have you heard any updates on that?
Yes. The transition area, instead of being in the ballpark, is going to be in this parking lot. And, from what I've seen, people are saying we're going to go underneath the kind of bridge. So there's and up into the parking lot. So it's really going to decrease that transition time. Hopefully they're going to cover the ground because it's dirt and soft dirt and it could be pretty rocky and kind of weird in there. So I don't know what the plan is there. Don't know for sure if they're maybe going to go over the street like we did last time. I mean, they had the road blocked, so I don't know why we wouldn't be able to go over the street, but I'm not sure what their plan is, but it is going to decrease the amount of time because going up into the ballpark was that long run up the hill and then into the ballpark. It was
a half a mile. Yeah.
Down. Yeah.
It was a half a mile run, which is really kind of odd. But so I guess the reason I bring that up is because you're used, like the good news for you is you get to do the course, right? It's in your backyard. However, they're still changing stuff up, right? So there's going to be just changes where you got to pay attention, that you can't just assume that, well, it was like this last year, so it's going to be the same. They're going to throw a couple curveballs at you.
Right. And I understand they're changing the run, but they haven't posted anything about that. All they've done is the transition. It sounds like the bike's probably going to stay the same. I mean, I don't know how they could actually change it. I think the year before they had it going through Clarksburg. And for some reason they changed that to, the route it was last year. So who knows? They can do whatever they want, I guess. And we just go out there and do what they say, right?
Well, and that's the fun part, right? You just go out, like you said, at some point in time, you just sort of, the course is the course, and you just sort of deal with what gets thrown at you. So,
right. And I mean, I think once you get out on a race, it's nice because they're like, okay, you swim this, you bike this, you run this, you don't have to make any decisions. Where in training, you're going, okay, I need this much time. Where am I going to go? What am I going to do? What's the safest route? There's so much in that you have to decide training, where a race, it's like, hey, you just go do what somebody tells you to do.
It's easier at that point. You just kind of go with the flow. You don't have to worry about what gas stations to stop at, who's going to watch your bike while you run into the restroom, and all of that stuff. It's all there.
Yeah.
There you go.
Races are so much better.
Races are so easy.
There you go. Compared to the training.
It's the training that sucks.
Yes. In a lot of respects. But, but with the training too, I mean, like last night, Tim did a time trial he does out on the canals we have here. And the nice part is the community in triathlon is amazing. And everybody's out there just pushing you and telling you how good you're doing, even when you don't feel like you're doing very well, But that's the good part about training, is getting in with your groups and having the encouragement. And so I was thinking about that after last night, because I'm looking at, all the people I'm training with. And I mean, these people are incredible athletes, right? And then there's me, and I'm like, hey, here I am. But they're
you're
nice,
you're incredible in your own way, right? Because you're gutting it through, you're getting it done, right?
Yeah.
Are you doing open water right now in that river, or are you guys swimming the course, or how much open water do you think, or you don't really need a whole lot for you though, right?
Right. I do open water usually twice a week
Oh, nice.
because I'd go with
That's good.
TBF up in the lake. So, I'm always out, and I love open water swimming. So, I know that's weird. I know you guys know everybody's
Love
like,
it.
hey,
No,
Mike.
I love it. Yeah.
I love open
Yeah.
water swimming.
Do you?
Oh yeah, that's much better. That's my preferred mode of being in the
Yeah,
water.
I hate swim. I hate pools because you have to turn around. So I'd rather just get in a rhythm and go.
Yeah. So I'm very lucky to have TBF and be able to go out with them and do open water swimming
Great.
twice a week. And then I don't think anybody has hit the river yet, though, because I do
Okay.
belong to some open water swim groups, and I don't see anybody going in the river. It's still high. It's
Really?
It's moving, right?
It's crazy. I mean, the California drought is definitely over for now because
Wow.
the water
That'll be an interesting twist on this one, right? Because I know the snowpack was pretty heavy. The rain was pretty heavy. Like, it'll be interesting as you get, you're 10 weeks away, as you get closer, if they're going to make a call on that, they're not going to make a call. If it runs too fast, I guess, I don't know if,
well, here it's
at some
interesting.
point,
Here,
too fast.
they control the flow of the rivers, right? We have hydroelectric power there. No, it's Mother Nature controlling whatever's coming out of the Sierras is kind of cranking down, right? Or is
they do control it. We have two dams between the American River that they open them and close them a lot.
Okay.
And so they could slow the American River if they need to. Sacramento, I think that's controlled by the Shasta Dam. So I don't know what they would do with that, but I know,
that's pretty far down.
The Corps of Engineers, they have to make decisions on, how much water do we need to keep and let out, and
not a bunch of swimmers.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And the really weird thing is our salmon, a lot has to do with the American River with the salmon run, and they're not even letting people salmon fish this year. So because the salmon were affected so much. So it's like, there's a lot of weird stuff going on with our rivers right now, but
control what you can control, right? I guess that's what it gets to, right?
Right. And hey, if they let the water loose, we can get down the river faster.
There you go.
Thinking, just jump in there.
So speaking of water,
stopping and getting out of the river. That's
Exactly.
the hardest part. Is that you're going to miss the exit. Like, oops.
So regarding water, how's the nutrition doing? I know with 100-degree weather, especially in California, right? Because you just you sweat it off, you don't really notice, and all of a sudden you're a skeleton. So, do you feel good about sort of your hydration and your nutrition right now, or do you feel like that's an area? Okay, good.
No. I'm really, really bad, and I'm trying to focus on taking my liquids in, which I did so much better on Sunday. And my problem is at the beginning, I don't drink enough. And then later on, I'm so thirsty. I just start, trying to, exactly. That's when you end up with a headache, or you don't feel well, or, that type of thing. So I'm really trying to focus on that. Tim suggested making lines on my water bottle and putting a timer on to drink so much, because it's not that I don't drink, I just sip. And so then all of a sudden an hour's gone by and I realize my bottle still, is about this full. And I'm like, oh, I didn't drink as much as I thought I did. So I'm working on that.
And that's I think Tim's idea, right, of doing that.
I love that.
That'll give you
a great idea.
Yeah, it gives you a sense of sort of, okay, what volume do I need to drink? It's not that you need the lines every single time. It starts putting in like, oh, okay, that's what that feels like, rather than just, because I do the same thing. I do sips, and then 20 miles in, I'm like, half a bottle, because I don't like guzzling, right? And there's something, there's obviously a difference between sipping and guzzling, but somewhere in between. So if you can figure that out, the lines help you figure it out. At least you may not need those lines on the race, because now you understand sort of what that feels like, if you will, right? So you're not freaking out like, where's my lines?
In training, it gives you a good visual, though, to know how much you are taking in, to go, oh yeah, I did get in enough. And that's good practice for that. So
and fueling, I'm still working on what works for me. I am stopping more and actually like eating the Uncrustable thing, or so.
Yeah, what have you found so far that you like, and what have you found that you don't like? It doesn't work. It's always interesting to see what people eat.
Yeah, I don't like gels at all, like the goo things that you squeeze out. And I do like gel blocks, the different types of gel blocks. And there's one brand I use all the time, but I can't think of what it is. But it tastes good and it's easy to eat. So I do that one a lot. And then I got stuck on these stupid peanut butter jelly little sandwiches because of Tim.
So Uncrustables are fantastic.
But they're hard to eat while you're riding. So the goo's like coming down your arm and stuff. So.
They'll sticky on your thing.
You got to eat them faster.
Yeah.
Oh, is that
3 bites and done? So
I do everything really slow, guys.
Time is of the essence. Stuff it in. Add some water because it's just going to glue your mouth shut. And now you have something to focus on for the next 30 miles of just trying to get your jaw pried open again and get it off the roof of your mouth. It's fun.
Okay. Well, that I'll try that next week.
Then you have to take more liquids in. Then you find yourself drinking a lot because you're just trying to get this crap out of
Problem
your teeth.
solved. Done. 2 birds.
Tom just fixed everything for me.
Yeah, just put everything on the roof of your mouth, and then you'll be perfect.
Stuff it up there, and all good.
I'll be like the dog licking the top of their mouth.
There you go. Yeah, it's like a slow release, a timed release.
There you go.
So that's what I'm working on is consuming food, and
Good.
I think that's one of the things that everybody kind of forgets about too. I like what you guys ask about the nutrition and the hydration because it's really an important part of the whole thing, because when you're hungry, things go bad. So
How much do you rely on, or are you going to rely on the food that's available at the stations versus the stuff that you carry? Do you have like a mix on that one, or do you feel like you're going to carry most of what you eat?
Last year I carried everything because I was afraid to stop. This year, if I, feel like my speed's going good, I may stop. I did grab some waters last time, which that was fun. I never grabbed waters when I was riding a bike before. I've done it running, but
it's a different on a bike.
Yeah, I did well though. I didn't drop anything. I was amazed.
Yeah, awesome. Well done.
But I was watching like a lot of people, it was like they were having a picnic at the aid stations. And I'm like, how can you have time to do that? So I definitely will carry most of my stuff. And I forgot, I like to have a banana with me. So nice. I do love to eat bananas. So, and they're pretty easy once you get them open to eat while you're riding. So I will be carrying my bananas on my back.
There you go. There's something about, the idea of chicken broth, that you finally get chicken broth on the aid stations when you start running, because as the sun goes down, the chicken broth comes out. It's like, that's my prize. Like that's, it's like I get, because I'm not carrying chicken broth, right? So it's like, we get chicken broth. Like somehow that's, I'm so excited. I'm like looking around at people like, we get chicken broth. Do you know we get chicken broth? We get chicken broth. Chicken broth, please. Like, we're out. I'm like, what? It's the next aid station. I'm like, that's not cool.
Run faster.
Run faster. Well, and I'm looking forward to that part. It's like I didn't get to experience that, So I'm like, I heard there's Coke. I even tried drinking some cola the other day while I was, out, because I was like, let's see how this works with me. So
they say that Coke is sort of the nuclear option. Is once you start it, you can't stop it because it's like, because the sugar and caffeine high, and you're so it's
crash
sort
off of
once
it
you crack once you crack that genie open, you gotta
you gotta keep it going. So save that as a definitely nuclear option.
Yeah, that's your nuclear
that's
option.
like
that's
if you're
in case of emergency.
If you're really starting to fade on the bike or the run, usually I try to save it for the run type of thing as you're going through, and you get like at a halfway point, then that every aid station you'll take water in, but you'll have to take Coke in at the same thing just to keep it going.
Oh, interesting.
Because you could just run out of it's not always a soft landing. It depends on the person. Especially if you don't drink Coke very often, or you don't use it in training, It is, yes, it's liquid nitrogen. It just explodes on you. And you will get a big rush out of it, and then you will crash and burn off of it just as quickly. So if you're not used to it, I would say train with it a little bit, try it.
Well, and that's why I thought I should, see what it's like. And my question is it flat Coke or is it sparkly Coke?
It probably won't be flat. If it's flat, it's great, but know that it's probably going to have at least some bubbles in it. It's really hard to make it flat quickly.
Okay.
They will open usually, I don't know, they used to take the 2-liter bottles and open them and have them out there. So the longer you're out there, the more flat it might become. But ultimately, know that if you slam a cup full of it, that it's probably going to be pretty carbonated enough to, make your eyes burn.
That was the thing, when I opened the can and I was drinking it when I was doing my run, which is a walk. It was like, there's a lot of, carbonation in this. And it's like, that's what I was thinking. Is it carbonated? Not so me being slow, maybe they'll all be flat. So.
Maybe.
Yeah. The interesting thing about, when you, this is what I did, at least when I entered the aid station, because it's a fairly long aid station, right?
Okay.
Is at the very beginning, it was grab some water just to get in there, grab a Coke. And then in the middle, you got some food options, right? So banana, grapes, oranges, whatever, eat that. And then right before you leave, you grab a water to cleanse your palate. And then I think there's about 20, 30 feet, there's a garbage can. So you do the sort of the Coke up front, eat a little something, do the water at the end, and then that way you don't have cola syrup in your mouth when you leave. So think about how you go through that aid station, because you can not break a stride. Because I was attempting, and that I had to walk, but I attempted to run to the aid station, walk through the aid station to do that. Boom, at the beginning, do that, hit, eat, beep, boop, 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 right at the end, grab the water, put it away, and then go. So that way you have that. It's not like a 10-foot aid station. It's a fairly, it's a few yards, right? It's
they're having to handle a bunch of people, and know that is just keep moving through it. Maybe you slow your pace down just a little bit so you can make sure you get everything in, but don't stop. The whole idea, even on the bike, if you can, don't stop. Eat on the bike. Roll through everything. It's that relentless movement that's going to get you to the finish line. It's the stopping for a minute or two, and you do that 10 times. Now you're at 20 minutes, and that 20 minutes could make a world of difference at the back end. So the less time that you're stopped and at least moving forward at some pace, it helps out tremendously, because it's just cumulative at the end, right? It'll catch up with you eventually.
But you'll notice
great
the aid
advice,
stations,
guys.
And the aid stations have sort of a similar setup on all of them. So once you start seeing the rhythm, if you will, once the layout's the layout, right? And so then you're just kind of like boop, boop, boop. Okay, food here, right?
And Tim will probably prep you with all of this. He should prep you with all of this just before the race. But things that on the bike, when you're coming into an aid station, as you start to slow down and kind of make your way in, you look to see who's around you, and as you're coming in, there are people holding up cups and things and whatever. And basically, if you want water, shout out water really loudly, and they will tell you water's the next person down, or water's over here, or I have water. If you're looking for Gatorade, you shout out, I want Gatorade, I want Gatorade. They will point you to where it is. That way you're not slowing down to the people that have water and blocking somebody getting water when you just want Gatorade, the next one down. They let you know all of that. So the more you can tell them as you're entering into that area, shout it out, tell them what you want. If you need gels, if you need whatever, they're looking for that, and they're super responsive. The volunteers are great when they know what you want. Otherwise, they're just standing there like, I don't know what to do. Somebody take
the volunteers are fantastic that way. They want to help. They understand what kind of pain you're in. They understand that it's been a day, right? So they want to,
and they're all fantastic. Puppies. They're like, they want to get you what you want as quickly as possible to help you on. So the more that you can shout out and tell them, and then yell thank you, of course, afterwards. I mean, that's critical. Give them a big smile, a big huge thank you after you gulp your water down, going, yes, you guys rock, and then on again. And then that just makes everybody's day at that point.
Then repeat that, 18 more times, and you're done.
All day long.
Yeah, no problem.
Just do a countdown like Dick Clark.
Yeah.
All right. So it sounds like you're doing great on the water, right? That seems to be a good one. It sounds like you're ready for the pain cave on the walk. I mean, it is going to be what it is, and you just go as long as you can. And then the bike, you spend the focus on the bike, which is fantastic. You're starting to realize that nutrition, just continue to lock that down over the next 10 weeks. I'm assuming now you're in kind of the big throes of the big, your volume is 10 weeks out. Your volume is pretty hefty at this point.
It's like you look at something, it's like 3 hours of running, which is 3 hours of walking.
Just get a book on tape and call it a day. And so
time
or listen to a podcast, maybe.
Or listen to a podcast. Yeah, there you go.
I'm just saying. So we're super proud. We're super proud of you that you're continuing to kind of do this. I know you're it's virtually uphill on this thing, but you're continuing to sort of heads down and continue with a positive attitude, which is fantastic. So
that's fantastic.
Like I said, we got a few folks rooting for you. We hope. And again, don't. I'm just going to say this to say it, but at some point, you still need your knee after this race is done, right? So if it comes to a point where it gets silly, then it's we all want to finish stuff, but we also want to have healthy retirements and lives without pains. So
afterwards,
that kind of thing. So
if it's not,
we love the tenacity, but at the same time, we want to tell our viewers,
we want to balance that
all
out.
Pain, it's not pain in pain.
If you're going to do structural damage, we don't recommend you push through that kind of pain. That's get things checked out, go through it, make sure that if it is just discomfort, if it's a high level of discomfort because of some issues, but you're not going to create any more structural pain or damage to yourself down the road, then, keep pushing on. If it is structural damage or that painful, then pull the plug. I mean, there's don't be smart about it. Let's be smart about it. But in the same sense, control what you can control. Love your attitude. It's great. Just keep pushing along and taking what comes at you. It's great. So we love that tenacity for sure.
Yeah.
So we want to thank everybody for checking in. Keep listening, subscribe, hit that button. Subscribe now while we're talking, while you haven't clicked out of us yet. And keep up with the comments and questions and following along. So we're really having a good time with this. So thanks again, Elizabeth. Really appreciate your time on this. Looking forward to the next check-in in a few weeks.
Next check-in.
We'll be down to single digits at that point. So we'll be fun to hear how all of that is shaken up as we get real close to race day. So thank you so much. And for everybody, we'll catch you on the next one.